Please do come in, dear. Yes. Did you find the place okay? Oh, fantastic. Hold on just a minute, dear. The older I get, the more I drink, I'll tell you. I get so parched. Well, this is some nectar. Would you like some? Well, it's just a little bit of rum, but shh. That's better. Now, dear, as I understand it, you're on a little bit of a retreat this weekend. Oh, no, that's wonderful. I'm sure you deserve it. You look like a marvelously wicked person to me. I mean, not that you have warts or anything like that, or a witch's crooked nose, or, fangs or horns growing out of your forehead or anything. None of those telltale signs. I just mean I can see it in your eyes. You have that glow about them. Well, what we're going to do today, as you can tell, my house is entirely edible. Well, I say house, but it's more of a cottage, isn't it? I suppose so. But I wanted to give you some pointers on how to attract certain people to your place of residence using good old-fashioned sweets. And magic, of course. Can't do much without magic now, can you? So, I've prepared these little packets of enchanted candies for you. We're not going to try them today, of course, because we might turn into frogs or toads or salamanders, something of the reptilian persuasion, or amphibian. Which one is it? Oh, I don't remember. Anywho, I have these little candy packets for you to take home with you, and they're pre-enchanted, as I mentioned, and you can stick them on any hotel room or bed and breakfast, apartment building, whatever the case may be, and they'll attract the particular individual you're looking for. It might be little ones for supper anymore. No, it has been outlawed in, virtually all of the states, except for one, but I can't remember which. Anyway, we don't attract those kinds of visitors anymore, really, with the candy, unless you want children's tears or something. That's a different story for a spell, but sometimes you might want to attract a love interest or a certain mythical creature so that you can, whip up a souffle. Whatever the case is, these particular candies will do the trick. All right? Now, I'm going to kind of walk you through the ones I have for you here, and then we will also talk about how to place them on your house. Okay? Now, what do you live in exactly? A toadstool or? Oh, okay. See, I would have pegged you for a hollowed out tree or something. A very nice and luxurious hollowed out tree, maybe a cedar or something, an oak. But okay. No, that's just fine. I have some chocolates here, some of those little snowdrops, I think they call them, with a chocolate with the little white crunchy things on them. Snow caps, I don't remember. Dear, I'm 183 as of last week. Oh yes, thank you. Yeah. Well, we did have a little bit of a shindig, I will admit. Some spice cider, of course. Anyway. These are great if you're trying to attract creatures of the night, such as vampires and things of that persuasion. Well, some sorceresses and sorcerers, depending on what kind of magic they practice, it can also attract owls, shapeshifters too that may be lurking at night, werewolves, yeah. Well, I don't know why you'd want to attract them, really. Maybe if you, I don't know, have insomnia or a little bit lonesome, need someone to have a cup of warm milk with you and chat a little bit about blood sucking. I don't know. But just in case, I'll give you these. Plus, they're delicious if you unenchant them or disenchant them. I don't know the correct term. Sorry about that. Anyway. Then I have these right here. These are your traditional gumdrops, and I typically place them with the peppermint sticks if you want to go a little bit old school, as the kids say. Now, these are great for attracting the little ones, and also during Halloween, they can kind of, well, you can go for the trick and treat route, because when they eat one, they will turn into various creatures. Yes. Oh no, I'm not talking about little things. I mean, it's full-fledged zoo time. Zebras, elephants, tigers, the odd panda bear. So that's nice. And then last one I want to show you. These are some honey lollipops. These actually repel people who might want to come to your door and try to sell you things. Yes. Solicitors, I do believe they call them. Also, real estate agents and lawyers. So it's great if, maybe you're expecting a summons, or, people keep trying to get you to put your house on the market, and you just, you want to stay put. It's good for that too. And sometimes the Avon ladies, if you want to avoid them. I particularly love them. I like their lip glosses. Anyway, so that's it for the candies. I have a whole assortment here too. I packed a little to-go bag for you, and you can have a look at it. And I wrote you kind of a little bit of instructions on every little plastic container there, so you're all set. Now, in terms of placement, you'll want to place them around the door. Yes. Well, you might have a hard time getting them stick, just if you kind of try to slap them up there. I mean, they're not wet noodles. So I did, in this bag, I put some icing for you, and also some kind of creamy marshmallow. Yeah, you use them as kind of spackle, and or wallpaper paste, and you just put it a little dab will do you, on the candy, and you stick it right on. Yes. Now, if you're trying to attract something, however, I do recommend you leave it on a door that's unlocked, open, or maybe a window that's slightly cracked, just so that they can, have a clear entry point. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Well, definitely try to make any of these items at home by yourself, because things can get a little bit out of hand. I actually buy them in bulk on Amazon, sometimes eBay, depending on who has the better price. And if I'm in a real pinch, I head over to Costco, and I just get a big old bag of candy, and then I bring it home and I enchant them myself. I do have a mail order business, actually, and I put the brochure in there for you. And so if you're interested, you can just go ahead, and I have a website and everything. Oh yeah. And you can go ahead and order the candy from me directly. That way you don't have to worry about casting spells that may be, a bit out of your scope. Oh, I know you're an experienced practitioner. I've heard all about you, but, well, candy magic is an entirely different beast. like I said, don't try to nibble on any of them either. Things will not go well. I can guarantee you that. So, what else should I tell you about? Oh, I don't like to talk about those two, that brother and sister duo. Well, no, they actually, I never met them. Yes. You're speaking of Hansel and Gretel. I know. Just don't say their names again, please, dear. I just can't deal with them. They actually had a run-in with my great Aunt Susie. Oh, well, the poor thing, I've read the story a gazillion times. She invited him in because it was a very sunny day, very humid, and it wasn't a day you wanted to be walking in the woods. Let's put it that way. And so she invited him in for a glass of lemonade, and well, one thing led to another, and I don't know, they accidentally ended up in cages. Don't ask me how. I think they may have tried to, snoop around somewhere where their noses shouldn't be, and they ended up in cages. They might have stumbled into them. Who knows? But the story is horribly, horribly flawed. I will say that. Because she was arrested. And no, she wasn't shoved in an oven or anything like that. The children were terrified of her. They didn't retaliate whatsoever. She went on trial, and she was acquitted of all charges. Yes, well, granted, it was a tribunal of other cottage witches who, well, had certain tastes. But that's beside the point. That's the past, you gotta move on. And, yeah, we don't do that anymore, like I said. Okay. So, I will give you all of your items. Yes, and if you have any questions, just log on to my website. I also have a little FAQ on there in case you need any help with any of the candies I gave you. Now, dear, as you head on out, would you mind sending? There's a small group of people that came over to help me with my fence. Yeah, it needed some mending. Isn't that nice? Yeah. Well, they've also offered to help me bake up a big pot pie for tomorrow. We're having a sort of banquet in the nearby village, and I'm supposed to bring a big entree for everybody to enjoy. Yes. Now, as you're heading into the woods, if you hear some strange noises emanating from my cottage, just pay no mind. Well, sometimes I like to play, loud music as I'm baking, or make quirky little sound effects like screams and shrieks. But it's just one of my things. We all have our little quirks, don't we? So, I'll leave you to it then, and like I said, hop on over to my website if you need anything.